When it comes to the Nintendo Switch, one of the strangest third-party companies has to be Capcom. They make a lot of strange decisions, but at least some of the games are starting to finally come to the platform. We see these strange decisions all the time, however, with the upcoming Mega Man Legacy Collection, which will be releasing this week on the Nintendo Switch. But if you buy the game physically, only Mega Man Legacy Collection Part 1 is on the cartridge. You actually have to download Mega Man Legacy Collection Part 2 no matter how you purchase the game, which is actually very strange because these game sizes are not that big. Pretty much any Nintendo Switch cartridge would be able to fit both of these games on the cartridge. You also saw this with the Resident Evil Revelations collection. If you bought the physical version of that game, you only got Resident Evil Revelations 1 on the cartridge. You had to download Resident Evil Revelations 2 regardless of how you bought the game. But one of the games that's been heavily rumored to be coming to the Nintendo Switch from Capcom has been Resident Evil 7, and this predates back to when the Nintendo Switch was actually the Nintendo NX. Supposedly, Capcom was the company that told Nintendo to put more power into the system so that the system could potentially run Resident Evil 7. Well, it looks like this is somewhat finally come to fruition. Resident Evil 7 has been announced for the Nintendo Switch, but there's a catch, and it's a big catch. But if you think about it, it actually leads to a lot more interesting scenarios that could potentially come from this. So, Resident Evil 7 coming to the Nintendo Switch. What's the catch? Why does this sound so interesting? And what could it mean about the future of the Nintendo Switch? Sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about Resident Evil 7 Cloud Edition for the Nintendo Switch.
Hey, RGT 85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards!
So yes, folks, you heard me right. The name of the game is Resident Evil 7 Cloud Edition. Now, this has only been confirmed for Japan thus far, and it looks like the Japanese version of the game only features Japanese text and Japanese dialogue, so there will be no way for North American players to play this game in English yet. We do know how Capcom usually works. It looks like they do end up porting a lot of their stuff. We just saw it with Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate finally coming to the West, so it looks like more than likely this probably will come to the West in one way or another, but we'll sort of theorize about that later on in the video. Now, Resident Evil 7 Cloud Edition, obviously this is a cloud-based game. This game will only require a 45 megabyte download. Yes, not gigabyte, megabyte. So how does this game work? What does it run on? And what's the price of it? Well, it's actually pretty interesting. So if you know anything about cloud servers, essentially you have to have an internet connection in order to play this game. I used to use cloud services with a service called OnLive. I was actually able to run games like Batman Arkham City on a netbook, a $200 netbook with top PC quality, because all it's based on is the quality of your internet connection. So you could run higher end games on devices that essentially should not be able to run on the device natively, but since you're using like a supercomputer over the internet, it works well. And that game used to look absolutely brilliant on that system, on the little stupid netbook. So it was actually pretty interesting. So the pricing structure of this game, once again, is also very interesting. You'll be able to play the game for 15 minutes for free, and after that you'll have to purchase a ticket. This ticket allows you to play the game for 180 days, and after that it's pretty much gone. You have to either repurchase a ticket, or whether or not you want to repurchase a ticket is up to you. The pricing of the game is interesting though. Right now it's listed at 2,000 yen, which roughly translates to about $7 to $18 of US dollars, and of course that fluctuates with the transition of the yen to the US dollar, but whatever, that's not a big deal. Let's just say for the sake of this video, 20 bucks. Now, what's interesting is this game actually comes with all the DLC for Resident Evil 7 as well. So it's the complete package for essentially a expensive rental. Now, of course, since this is a cloud game, there is one contingency that always must be in effect, and that is an online connection. You will only be able to play this game with an online connection. If you don't have an online connection, you cannot stream it to your Nintendo Switch. So it sort of limits what the Nintendo Switch is really known for, and that's the portability aspect. You would have to play this game in the comfort of your own home. But that's actually kind of interesting, and this whole thing is actually very interesting because at first I sort of hated it. Obviously, as a collector, I like to be able to purchase my games and have them physically in my hand and own them forever. But a game like this is kind of different in my opinion, because obviously it's under $20 right now, or let's just say $20 like I said for the sake of this video. For $20 you can get the complete Resident Evil 7 experience, including all of the DLC, for 20 bucks on your Nintendo Switch as long as you have an online connection. Resident Evil 7 doesn't really lend itself to be a game that you play out in public maybe. I think it's best enjoyed at home, sort of with the lights off and, you know, everything dark and gloomy, so that's pretty interesting. But what I want to explore more is the cloud itself, because for so long we've heard about cloud gaming, and like I said, there used to be a service called OnLive that I used to use that actually allowed cloud gaming, and it could run any game on a crappy device. Like I said, I had a $200 Acer netbook that could barely run like the internet, but I was able to run a lot of games like Just Cause 2, games like Batman Arkham City. It was absolutely insane. So I know the power of the cloud works. It's just whether or not you are willing to accept the fact that you need an internet connection. And I don't think many people would be bothered by that. Yes, it would be great to have this game physically and own it forever, but what I want to explore really with the power of the cloud and something like Resident Evil 7 coming to the Nintendo Switch via cloud only is what other games could potentially come to the Nintendo Switch if this is successful? Because honestly, the sky is the limit with this, and it's not like these are gimped down ports. These will actually more than likely be in line with something you would see on the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X, because it's not restricted to the power of the console itself, it's restricted to your internet. So if you have decent internet, which most people do nowadays, you'll be able to get a full-fledged AAA high graphical fidelity experience on your Nintendo Switch, and this sort of extends beyond Capcom. You could do this with pretty much any game. Red Dead Redemption 2, why not? With the power of the cloud, it really opens a lot of doors with the Nintendo Switch, and I think it's very, very interesting. Now, of course, with Resident Evil 7 only releasing in Japan for the Nintendo Switch right now, I think they definitely need to do a North American trial run of this, because they need to really get an indication on how North America would accept something like this, how Nintendo Switch owners would accept something like this, because if it ends up being good and it ends up being a really good experience, and yes, essentially you're renting the game, but you're still able to play the game on your Nintendo Switch, I think that opens a lot of doors, and I think that would be really big for third-party developers. Sure, you wouldn't be able to do online-only games and online-only experiences via the cloud server because there's too much latency involved with that, but these epic single-player experiences or these high graphical games that come out on things like the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X that maybe couldn't run on the Nintendo Switch without heavy downgrading could potentially run on the Nintendo Switch with no downgrading, as long as you're willing to accept the power of the cloud. So, I don't know, man. I really honestly hope that this leaves Japan as well. I'm actually curious enough to where I will download this and try it in Japanese. Since you do get a 15-minute trial, this actually releases this week on the Nintendo Switch. So you'll be able to check this game out if you have a Japanese eShop account, which is very easy. I actually have a video showing you how to set up a Japanese eShop account, so make sure you guys go check that out. Just search it in the channel, you'll be able to find it. Maybe if I can find it, I'll put a card up on the screen right now. But it's very easy to access a Japanese eShop account, and since you get a 15-minute trial of this game, you'll be able to witness the power of the cloud and see if this is something that you're interested in. So honestly, Capcom, you need to bring this stateside. You need to bring this worldwide, because I think that this could actually work really well for the Nintendo Switch. You're pretty much taking the veil off the Nintendo Switch and giving it unlimited power, and a Nintendo Switch with unlimited power via the cloud is a very, very dangerous system, because you still have those top quality first-party Nintendo experiences. You still have these ports that are coming to the system that will be released physically. But if you could open that door even more and allow for cloud-based gaming to come to the Nintendo Switch, and then pretty much put any game you want on the Nintendo Switch, regardless of graphical fidelity, regardless of how intensive the specs are of it, you have a very dangerous system, and a system that could work really well. You've seen this with Phantasy Star 2 Online in Japan with the Nintendo Switch. That's a cloud-only game. Why not open the door on this? Bring it stateside, because I think a lot of people are going to want to check this out. Regardless, though, I will be checking out the Japanese demo of it for 15 minutes. Maybe I'll do a video of it on the channel so you could sort of see how the game looks and how the game runs, because I think this is very interesting. And usually, I hate a lot of things Capcom does, but in this situation, I might be on board. I might be on board. So hopefully we see a North American announcement very soon, because this is all very interesting. It is literally 1 in the morning. I just woke up. Something woke me up from my sleep, and I saw this and I was like, holy crap, I have to make a video on this, because this is absolutely insane. So let me know what you think about this situation in the comments section down below, and thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. I do all sorts of news videos. There's a new show every Wednesday and Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. There's a ton of reviews coming to the channel this week. Switch stuff, PS4 stuff, Xbox One, retro gaming. I do it all here. There's a contest going on for 100,000 subscribers. We're very close to 100,000 subscribers. Make sure you enter it. I'll put a pinned comment in the comment section down below. Thank you for checking out this video. If you really enjoyed it, check out all the links in the description box down below. Patreon, t-shirts, social media, all sorts of ways to keep up to date with the world of RGT 85, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.
RGT 85! RGT